What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and in this video we'll be going over the latest Destiny news from Bungie and the sort of things to expect over the next coming weeks. We seem to be getting a better understanding of how things are going to go and when this spring content Twitch reveal stream is going to take place. I've got a pretty good idea of when I think these things are going to happen. So yesterday, of course, they did the Dreadnought ride along, which was their first ever Twitch stream in like 6 months. It was a very long time, and as we know, Bungie are trying to get back into the swing of streaming on Twitch because they were massively successful in the past, and it's how they want to reveal the new content. So what they're doing now is pretty much test streams and making sure everything goes smoothly for when they actually do their proper reveal for their brand new content, which they want to do, and that's the main plan. So what they're doing right now, of course, are these streams to make sure their studio is up and running correctly. As I talked about before, they've got a brand new Twitch studio, which of course they're going to be broadcasting from, and that is what they're going to be using to do this new content reveal, and they want to make sure it's all up and running properly and everything goes smoothly, and this is basically them testing the waters. So as I said, they did the Dreadnought ride along, which essentially is where Deej, the community manager, goes through the Dreadnought with 2 designers and 2 Bungie employees, one of them who's a gameplay designer who actually designed the mission that we play, and of course another one is like an artist and a visual designer who designs a lot of the things you'll see in the Dreadnought. And they go through some of their inspirations, how they directed the story missions to go, why certain things and rooms are designed the way they are, and also pretty much how most of the areas in the Dreadnought came to be, and they compare the early concept art to the final in-game product and see how they look. And it's pretty interesting to watch. Definitely a lot of things I didn't know. If you think you'd be interested in that sort of thing, then I'll put a link in the description for you guys to go check it out. At the end of it, they did give a little mention to their future plans and streams and how they're going to reveal the spring content in a stream just like this one in the coming weeks. So it's another reference to how they plan to reveal the spring content in one of the streams, and it's definitely sounding like they're going to be doing it after they've finished these kind of pre-streams, these testing streams. If you don't know the schedule, it's currently planned out to be next week. They're going to be talking about the audio, so of course all that bullet sounds and the music, sound effects and stuff like that. That's what they're going to be doing next week on the Bungie Twitch channel. I'm assuming the weekly update will be summarizing that, pretty much what we got this week. And the next week after that, they're going to be doing a Bungie bounty, which of course they set a bounty on the community members' heads and they play Crucible together. And then after that, we don't know what's happening. That's where the schedule pretty much ends, but I can assume that is when the reveal is going to be happening. That falls on around the 23rd or the 24th. Don't know whether it'll be the Wednesday or the Thursday, but my guess right now is that the actual reveal of this spring content will be on the 23rd or the 24th. That's just my guess. Of course, don't take that as solid facts, but I'm pretty sure that's what the plan will be. And they're going to be doing these pre-streams, like I've mentioned, to test out, make sure they know what they're doing with the streaming, and then they're going to kick off with these actual reveal streams. And they're just using these to pretty much test how they can actually do the reveal in the first place. Bungie also mentioned in their blog today, in their Bungie weekly update, or this week at Bungie, what it's now renamed to, they did a typical thing where they pretty much mentioned, very tight-lipped quote, about how they know that we want to know more about this spring DLC content, and that is definitely coming on the way, and those shows are being planned. So that's another reference to the fact there'll be multiple of these shows, not sure how many, but there'll definitely be a few of these. In the past, with previous DLCs, they've always done around 2 or 3, where they've gone through like the Prison of Elders at like level 28, and they've also done Trials of Osiris, they showed that off. They've done like a tour of the reef and the tower with updated vendors, kind of going through what's new in the new update. And I believe they also showed us a preview of the Shield Brothers strike in the Taken King, and also some of the Court of Oryx. So you can probably expect something along the very similar lines of that, where they show us perhaps the new tower or maybe even a new social space if there is one, and they go through the new vendors and show us what's new. I'm definitely expecting the vendors to get an update and a refresh with their gear, seeing as there's going to be a new light level and brand new gear with the high light level. It wouldn't make any sense at all to have the same vendors with the same gear. That just wouldn't make any sense at all. There's definitely going to be some new gear, and I'm expecting them to possibly show off some new vendors, or even if there is a new vendor for this content, like how we had Eris with the Dark Below, and we had Varix in the Reef for these House of Wolves. So there's possibly going to be some new stuff like that, and maybe they'll also show off this new endgame activity, because again, like I said, there's new light levels, so there's going to be some kind of endgame activity for us to be able to earn this actual new high-level gear that they said we're going to be getting in the spring content. So roughly, we're going to be getting a couple more streams, and then hopefully we should also be getting the reveal for the spring content. Like I've said, I'm pretty sure it'll be the week after, but it could also be the week after that. Hopefully they don't wait too long. Of course, we all want to know what this new content is, and when they do reveal the streams, of course, there'll be a ton of videos on this channel showing off what's new, because that is going to be definitely a very exciting time. We're going to be talking all about this new PvE content that lets us earn this brand new high-leveled gear and what exactly that entails. So of course, a ton of videos to expect on this channel, but in the meantime, we just have to wait and see. It's possible they could give us some slight snippets of what the new content is in the next coming Bungie weekly updates, but I'm doubting that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure Bungie want to reveal this new thing all at one go at one massive Twitch reveal, which can be taking place in the coming weeks, and I don't think they're going to let slip any details until then. So of course, we're going to have to see, but I think we're all hoping this stuff happens sooner rather than later. Now, on another topic, they're actually doing a new hotfix next Tuesday on March 8th, and this is all based around the new matchmaking settings they've been testing over the past month or so. we all know they've been doing a lot of tweaks, constantly balancing and changing things, tweaking things, seeing how we like them in Iron Banner and off, and also the damage referee, which of course helps connection as well. We know they've been doing that a lot of testing recently, but now they've actually come to a final conclusion and they're ready to actually deploy the actual changes to the full game. And it's going to be all in Crucible, not just in Control or one aspect or just Iron Banner. They're literally going to deploy the new matchmaking settings to the entire of the Crucible, so hopefully that should improve the connection a lot. They have said how these new settings prioritize the actual connection aspect of matchmaking as opposed to skill, and trying to make sure that you match up with people on your same skill level. So that all sounds good to me. I'm very optimistic about that. The Crucible, in terms of connection and skill-based matchmaking, has been a lot better than it was a couple months ago. It's definitely in a better state, so I'm looking forward to see how that hotfix affects connection. And like I said, that's happening next Tuesday on the 8th of March. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, a little more of a discussion about the news and talking about what I think is going to be happening in the next coming weeks in terms of Twitch streams and also that matchmaking fix. Drop a like rating on the video if you did enjoy it. And if you want to stay up to date with my latest videos and news, you can follow me on Twitter in the description and subscribe to this channel. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.